Hello everyone, Lady Amalthea here, and I just got a new tarot deck like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, I don't know, recently. So it is the Spacious Tarot, not exactly a brand new tarot deck. I got it secondhand from a Facebook tarot trading, swapping, buying, selling, whatever group that I've picked up a few things from over the last couple of years. And I am very happy with the price of this one. This is one I've been umming and ahhing about. I've eyed it a few times, I've seen a few videos, and think, oh, it's nice, but like, do I want to pay that much for it? And when I saw it for the price I saw it for, I thought, absolutely, I'm picking this up, and I am glad I did. I'm not going to do a full walkthrough because so many other people have. This is more of a, I just got a new tarot deck and I'm excited. So box, pretty sturdy. Book has the, oh, you might not be able to see because it's so bright in here, has the little things on the side so you know which bit of the book to look in, which is so easy to do but so often not done. And then the cards are, basic kind of size, and they're quite simple, spacious in their imaging. So like the full, you can picture anyone on that cliff's edge. And that's really the idea of the deck, from what I understand, from what I've read about it, is that you can put yourself or your querent or whatever, don't mind the Pokemon notification, you can put the querent into the card. And I guess that's quite a helpful kind of approach if you don't identify with the figures in the card, or you're not entirely sure who you're reading about fits the scene. So like, it gives you spaciousness, which I think is quite nice. But really what I wanted to talk about is something I've been doing lately. I think I did make a video previously about this, but now I can't remember, to be honest. There's a lot going on lately. And what I've been doing is, since January, not straight at the beginning of the year, but since January, I've been going through and focusing on a different tarot and as closely matching as possible oracle deck for each week. So like, for example, when I used the Lumina Tarot by Inner Hue, I used the matching, I say in inverted commas, because it basically is, it's this very similar, the Connected and Free Oracle, also by Inner Hue. So whenever there's like a deck, an oracle and a tarot deck by the same creator or the same kind of theme, so like this week I'm using, oh gosh, where did I put them? Oh, here's one box. Oh, the other one's under my shawl. So this week I'm using my beloved Crystal Unicorn Tarot by Pamela Chen. And then I'm using this brand new one I've just opened on Monday, Messages from the Mermaids by Karen Kay. So like I said, this is brand new to me, and I thought, unicorns and mermaids go well together. I do love both. I do love this deck. It is basically a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. So in so much it's unicorns instead of the usual figures, and crystals as well. But it's just such a lovely deck. It's quite gentle, because of the unicorns, but it's lovely. But I tell you what, I haven't, because I've only drawn a few cards so far, and I haven't even done my draw for today. The unicorns, the mermaids in the Messages from the Mermaids deck. I'll show you yesterday's card. Awareness, is that focusing? I feel like it's not focusing. It's kind of blurry anyway. Fat Mermaid, yes. And the first card I drew, which was Abundance, was a fat black mermaid. How good's that? Oh my god. So if you look at the artwork on the cover, she's a skinny mermaid, but like, the fact that the first two cards I drew were fat mermaids just made me so happy, because of course mermaids would be fat. Have you seen a seal? They'd be fat. It just makes sense. So I'm really enjoying this practice of going through different decks. I mean, I've lost count of how many I've used, however many weeks they've been, 15 or so. It's been a good experience for me to go through my tarot decks and my oracle decks, I've made Excel, well, whatever Google Office's product is called, Sheets, I think. I've made a Google document of all my tarot decks and another one of all my oracle decks. Well, I haven't actually finished the oracle decks one. That's still a work in progress. But I've made a list of all the decks I have and realized I have about 38 now, because I just got this new one. About 38 tarot decks, a bit more, 50 at least, oracle decks. So I don't even have enough to do one a week for the rest of the year, but that's fine. I'm very happy to repeat many of them. And of that 38 odd, or whatever the exact number is, there is three. I think the number is 3. There are 3 decks that I do not wish to keep. Like I said, I'm still going through them, so I haven't actually used all of my decks so far this year. And for example, I kickstarted the Little Visions, the Prism of Visions in the tin, and I am just desperately waiting for them to be shipped here. Because we're in WA, it also stands for wait a while. We like to joke that our mail comes by camel here. So everything takes a little longer, and you know, with the ongoing global, I'm tired, that's my excuse. Ongoing global experience we're all stuck in. Shipping is taking longer, and we've also had some extreme weather events here in Australia over the last few months that have delayed things. So like, I just had a parcel come that took a month to come from over east. That's ridiculous. Like, everything has changed. Like, even Amazon isn't offering 1-day shipping to Perth anymore because they can't guarantee it. Train of thought. So yeah, so I've still got a few on the, like, I've still got those decks on the way. And I've just ordered from Two Sides Tarot, This Might Hurt, which I've been waiting for forever. It's just come back in stock there. If you're in Australia and desperate for it, it's just come back in stock. Apparently this is the last printing before it gets mass marketed, so I don't know what that's going to do to the cardstock, book, anything like that, but I'm happy to support it because I really want the shiny edges. I think I went for the pearlescent edging. I thought it just looks so beautiful. I can't wait. That one I definitely will do a walkthrough of because I'm so excited for that deck. But yeah, so there are a few other decks coming, and I'm still umming and ahhing about the Skyrim deck. I think it's due for release soon, and I'd like to see more of the images before I actually make a commitment on that one, because Skyrim is a game that I have put, I don't even know how many hours in, because I've played it on my housemate's Xbox 360, my Xbox 360, the Xbox One my best friend lent me, and my Switch. So I've played it over, that's 4 different consoles, multiple save files. So I don't know, I have no idea how many hours I put into it, but it's a game that means quite a lot to me. So I will be very particular about what this deck actually looks like before I purchase it. But yeah, like of the I'm pretty sure it's 3 of the 3 decks, tarot decks. There are a few oracle decks as well that I'll be rehoming. Of the 3 tarot decks I'm rehoming, 2 of them I didn't even bother taking out of the packet except to reshuffle them back into manufacturing order, or I don't know, card order, which were 2 Doreen Virtue decks because don't need her. And I'm hoping I can make, maybe a tiny profit on those. Because for some reason people still want them. It doesn't make sense to me. But I'll be moving the 2 Doreen Virtue ones on in that group I mentioned earlier when I get around to it, because I hate selling things on the internet. It's very stressful. And the other one, it's cute, and the book is amazing, is the Kawaii Tarot. I don't remember who it's by, sorry. It's a very sweet deck. I really like it, but it's just not for me. Like, the imagery is so pippish. Like, even the mages are pippish because it's a very basic stripped back deck. Like, the images for the pentacles are literally pentacle coins. Like, that's all the imagery, and that's fine if that's your jam. Like I said, I've just picked up the Spacious Tarot, and let's pick up, for example, the Ace of Swords is literally a sword in the sky. But I feel like there's more in that, because like the Kawaii Tarot is like, it's sweet, and it feels like it's just taking up unnecessary shelf space, and I am pressed for shelf space. So I don't want to keep things that don't vibe with me, I suppose. And I mean, I've still got 11, if I can count, tarot decks in my collection that I have yet to work with this year. All but hang on, I've worked with most of them previously. So I may change my mind, and there may be some that I do decide to move on. We'll see how we go with them. I mean, like, the Next World Tarot is in that pile, and that's never leaving. Like, when I was it January 2020? I think when it was January 2020, and we were packing because we thought we were going to be evacuated during bushfires, Next World Tarot was a tarot deck I grabbed. So that is how I feel about it, along with my dog's medication and a basket of my medication and clothes. Like, I grabbed the Next World Tarot, and of course the Last Unicorn Tarot. But there are some other decks there that I don't have as strong a bond with, like the Cosmos Tarot and Oracle deck. I haven't actually used that yet, I don't think. But I'd wanted it for ages, so there must be a reason I wanted it. So I'm sure I'll go through it and make a decision either way. I'm not so fussed about like making a huge profit on selling tarot decks, maybe except for the Doreen Virtue ones, because like I said, there are people who still want to buy them, which is fine, because maybe they'll give me money for them. Because yeah, it's not so much about like making a profit on them. It's just, I would rather things I don't want be in homes that do want them. Like, I don't want to keep things that don't hold value for me. And even if it's a deck I reach for once a year, I would keep it. But if it's a deck I never reach for, then, you know, I don't want it taking up shelf space when I could use that shelf space for a tape dispenser or this Playmobil fairy, which I just got. I recently got some Playmobil figures for my altar, because they're very cute, and they had Greek gods and goddesses, and I do have a few of those that I worship. So yeah, this is really more just a video about practice in general, specifically tarot. I won't be surprised if there's more oracle decks I do pass on. Like, last year, I think I may have already spoken about this, but like I said, I just don't remember. Last year in the Hay House 50% off around Black Friday, I think, there was a 50% off sale, and I just grabbed a whole bunch of decks that I thought looked interesting, because they were so cheap. And I got a bunch of the Diana Cooper decks because I'd always been interested in checking out her work. They're not for me. I'm not saying I don't want to badmouth her. It's just not my jam. And so, like, I got a bunch of her decks, and I only opened one of them, and I used one of them, and I didn't even use it for the full week. I'm sure her work is fine. It wasn't that it was problematic, it's that it's just not my jam. Like, extra dimensions and stuff you know, ascension gates and all this kind of stuff. As a fairly earthy kind of pagan, yeah, it's just not my jam. But you know, it exists, and I'm sure someone will be happy to take them, particularly the ones that are still sealed, because I didn't bother opening the other decks because I figured they would just be exactly the same. Oh God, dogs. Be thankful you cannot smell what I can smell, because I have a very stinky puppy who is not well. That's not why she's stinky. Steffies are just known for their deadly gases, but our poor baby is not doing so well. Did she realise I'm talking about her? She's right behind me, you can't see her, but if you look over that shoulder, you can see a white fluff, and that's Falcor, the Tibetan Spaniel. I think, what? Yeah, he's facing towards the door, so that's his butt, you can see. But yeah, so it's been really interesting, kind of taking a week per deck to kind of go, okay, how do I feel about this? And then there's definitely ones I've been itching to come back to, like the Numinous Tarot and the Threadbound Oracle, which I paired together because they, oh my God, they're divine. Like, they were worth the wait. Or like, I really want to go back to the Last Unicorn Tarot because like I love that deck. And you know, maybe a Care Bears deck exists, as I spy my grumpy bear in the back corner of the video, hiding behind the biscuit jar. You know, I'd love a vintage Care Bears style deck. That'd be great. And if I can find it for reasonable shipping, I wouldn't mind getting those Gravity Fall decks I've seen. But the shipping was just insane. I mean, I get it. You know, we're on the other side of the world here, in this upside down country of ours. But yeah, it's a bit frustrating. Like, I don't want to pay an absolute fortune for shipping. I just made sure this was actually recording because I had a pop-up over the time. It's like, oh good, this is actually recording. I haven't just been talking to myself. I mean, I am talking to myself, but it's being recorded, so that's fine. So yeah, I really just wanted to talk about like how I'm finding this experience, and I will definitely be working with the Spacious Tarot next week. The trick is just working out which Oracle deck to go with it. I'll have a look, because I've got quite a few. Like, I have most of Lucy Cavendish's decks, because she's one of my favourite creators, and I'm itching to use the Foxfire Kitsune Oracle deck. So maybe I'll just use that next week because I really want to use it. Oh, excuse me, hiccup. Oh, there's activity in Dogland. Oh no, head back down. So yeah, like I'll pick a deck, and yeah, just kind of go through them all and see how I feel. It's really good just kind of focusing on one deck at a time. Two, an Oracle and a Tarot deck. Although sometimes you're like, oh, I kind of wish I was working with this one. So, but I think it's a good exercise. So I'm glad I did it. I may end up, because I have significantly more Oracle than Tarot decks, I may end up repeating Tarot decks with different Oracle decks. Excuse me, what are you doing, miss? You being good girl? I don't know if, no, you probably can't see her because she's a black dog and it's a black carpet, and she might just be out of frame. What was I saying before the puppy distracted me? Yeah, I'll probably repeat the process of using a Tarot deck, but then with a different Oracle deck than I used the first time. So, like, for example, next time I use the, I don't know, Spirit Song Tarot, maybe I'll pair it with, drawing a blank, one of Lucy Cavendish's Wild Wisdom of the Fairy. Well, is that what it's called? Yeah, just something different. Just, you know, try a different combination and see how that goes. So yeah, it's been a fun kind of experience. I have been talking for 20 minutes. I would like to go and make a cup of tea and maybe some lunch, and my dogs are stirring, as you might be able to see in the background. So thank you so much for watching. There's a lot going on in my life at the moment, so I'm not hugely regular with videos, but this channel's never been particularly organized or anything, so, and really it just seems to be Steve who watches these anyway. And yeah, no, I'm really enjoying this practice. In fact, once I've made my tea, I might actually do my cards for the day, because curious to see what today holds in this troubling time we're in. Well, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, many blessings.